of you. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait.
Okay, so a quick update for today. Business. It's actually pretty busy in Newport. Unfortunately, my last job brought me over to Cardiff, and now I keep getting stuck with Cardiff jobs, and I want to get back to Newport. It's graduation week tonight, today, tomorrow, and Friday for the University of South Wales down at the International Convention Centre in Wales, part of the Celtic Manor Resort, and it's pumping. It really is. I've done what? Been on 3.5 hours thereabouts, and I've done £75.32 in 3.5 hours. That's just running people between Celtic Manor stroke ICC Wales up to the railway station. I took one up to the railway station, got a job from the railway station back down to Celtic Manor, went round to the ICC, which is next door, picked up, back up to the station, back down to the Celtic Manor, picked up into Cardiff, and because it's all traffic, all of the fares have been increased, so I've had a little bit of boosts. And because it's so busy in Newport, there's a bit of a surge on at the moment, so £75.32 in 3.5 hours, I think is pretty good. I've also done a couple of little jobs. I've scored my first low point on a passenger, a rider. Oh, boy, I know it's hot, but you don't need to be pewee like that. I've worked with the homeless as a volunteer, and I've never smelt anything like this. It's stuck on the back of my throat. So I scored her a 2 on the rider app. You know, it doesn't take much just to spray on a little bit of spray. I've always got stuff in the car, but I had all the windows open because I had a job to run onto. All the windows open, spraying like crazy to try and freshen the car up. So that's okay. I've also taken my magnetic plates back to Dragon Cars in Newport. I've not done any work since signing up with them. I've not got any float. I'm not going to get any float. I'm doing okay with Uber and with Bolt, so I'm not going to worry about signing up with Vaso. I've taken the cards back. I've taken the magnetic plates back, and I'm just going to stick with Bolt and mainly Uber. But I have tried a new app called Blitz, which is supposed to connect up your Uber and your Bolt into one app and automatically monitor the two and feed your jobs in from the two apps. Doesn't seem to work. I connected up with Bolt and I connected up with Uber. They connected up okay. But when I switched on when I switched on Blitz, the app, it connects up great with Uber, but Bolt refused to connect and it opened up the Bolt in a separate app. It looks like Bolt doesn't allow that app to be run through Blitz. So the only app you can run through it at the moment, on Android at least, I don't know about the iPhone and Apple, maybe if you've got an iPhone it works better, but with Android at least, it only connects up with Uber, and you must have just play the Uber app. But it was a nice idea if it had worked. If it monitored both apps for you, then that would have been ideal because it would have saved flicking through the apps between each one, and if you could just connect up. But hey, that's the way it goes. But I've turned off Uber for a few minutes just to get a bit of a breather, really, because it's pumping me full of Cardiff jobs, and really I want to get back down to Newport because that's where I'm based. That's where I prefer to work, and there's plenty of work going through Newport, and there's not quite the amount of traffic. But that's a quick update for today. I've rated my first rider down at 2. I normally just rate them at 5. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of riders sit around in the car just to see what you're going to score them at as a rider. You know, they sort of linger in the back of the car, looking over your shoulder as you end the job to see what you're going to score them at. But and that one I scored 2. All the rest I normally just score 5 unless I have an issue, and I've never had issues with Uber. I'm really impressed at the quality of passengers that they have. They're really good quality passengers. So I'm going to take a 5 minute break just to get a breather. Then I'm going to head back. So that's my update for today. It's really popping away. So yeah, less than 3.5 hours. I'd say probably about 3 hours, 20 minutes for £75. Can't complain too much. Okay, so that's it. I'm calling the quits for the night. I started at 2:45, and it's now 8:45, and I've 6 hours, and I've done £122.33. Not too bad at all. Not too shabby. It's a Wednesday, so not too shabby. That works out at about £20 an hour turnover. Knock off my £7 an hour costs, and I've made 13 quid an hour profit. So not too bad at all, really. This is mainly because of the graduation at the International Convention Centre at the Celtic Manor. My last job I've just done was taking some back to Cardiff. I could have hung around in Cardiff. The app was pinging. I could have stayed there for an hour and did a bit of extra work. And when I drove all the way back from Cardiff empty, and as I hit Newport, the app started pinging again. So there's still plenty of work out there. It's just that I've done 6 hours. I've now had a break. My legs are getting tired. I could do with a drink, a bit of refreshments. So I'm going to call it quits and have an early night at 9:15. There's graduation again tomorrow and graduation again on Friday. So I'm going to have a couple of busy days. So that would be good. I mean, you can't beat sort of 13 quid an hour profit during days on a Wednesday. And just a quick mention with my little problem at the back earlier with a passenger and the smell. I do actually get a lot of compliments about the smell of my car. Quite surprising, really, but they do. People like it. And while I use, and I'm not being sponsored, I'm not being given anything for this, it's just what I use. I picked it up. I think I got it from the range. I picked it up, and it's this. It's the Airwick spray, bottle spray. So no propellants or anything. And the flavour is Morning Meadow. And it does actually smell quite nice. And I do get quite a lot of compliments over it. So there you go. Look out for that, Airwick. It is quite potent. Works quite well. Well, that's it for tonight. Graduation day in Cardiff, in Newport, at the ICC. It's kicked off, and it's not been too bad at all. So fingers crossed for the next 2 days. So stay safe, and catch you next time.